Hi, everyone. It's Allie Hartwick here for Comedy 1031. It's Monday morning. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm sure you did. I'm recovering, as I think you can tell just from what I've got going on here. But, no rest. We're going to bring one of our favorite comedians in today to chat about his upcoming performance at Comedy Works. So let's say hi to Mitch Fatel. Hey, hi, Mitch. How you doing?
Getting back to work. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Yeah, so what have you been doing for the past how long? 5 months? I don't even know what month it is.
March. I remember exactly when it happened because it was March 13th, and it was before we kind of knew that this was going to get as crazy as it was. And I was on a plane coming home. This is a true story. Now keep in mind, this is before we knew really what COVID was yet. It was kind of starting,
Simpler
and
times.
I was on a plane, and an old guy looked at me. Oh, so this is what it was: is I had to wake up at I'm a comedian. I'm always on the road, and I always fly first flights because those are the flights that are not delayed. So it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was exhausted because I had worked Saturday night 2 shows, and so I was exhausted. So I was on the plane. I just looked like hell, and an old guy gets on, and he goes, "You don't look so good." And I go, and I thought, so just to be sarcastic, because I'm a comedian, I go, "Yeah, it's this COVID. It's killing me." And he goes, "This guy's got COVID," and he starts yelling at all the flight attendants. And then I had to convince them that no, I don't have COVID. And then that's like when it started. I remember going wow, things are getting weird. Because then all of a sudden, the pilot had to come talk to me. And this is before we had masks or anything like that. And I was like, "I promise you I don't have COVID. I'm just exhausted." And this old guy just said I don't look good, so I just wanted to play with him. So that's when it happened back in March. That's when
So
it
does
all went
that
down.
rank on your list of most regrettable jokes you've ever told?
Yeah, that's right up there with if I don't know if you remember, you may not be old enough. I'm old, but how old were you when 9/11 happened?
I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school. So
Yeah.
14, 15.
So you probably don't know that before then, going through airport security was really easy.
Yeah,
That's
no, you used
obviously
to get to go to the gate with
yeah.
people, even if you didn't have a ticket.
Right. So for a while, there were a lot of comedians. They would say, so one of the questions they would always ask you is, "Do you have any explosive bombs with you or something?" And that's the worst thing you can ask a comedian. So there were tons of comedians that were getting arrested constantly because they would go "Oh yeah, I have a bomb in my pants. Is that okay?" And then they would get arrested, and then we had to learn "Oh, we can't say that anymore." So COVID was kind of the beginning of that. You can't even joke about that anymore. People start freaking out.
Yeah, I guess in hindsight, you understand it.
Uh, but that's when it all went down. It was March. I remember that. And I remember coming home to my wife, and I had a gig the next week in St. Louis. And I said to my wife, "I don't think I'm going to go because I may be on some weird list now because I just joked around and said I had COVID." And just 2 days after that, the club closed down anyway. So it was so that's when it's just weird looking back. Yeah, that's when it all kind of, but this feels good now. We're getting back to work. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And I bet you we're going to pack the room because people want to laugh again.
Yeah, it's been awesome what they're doing at Comedy Works South. They're able to achieve all social distancing necessary to open. They've got live stream tickets too. So if you don't feel comfortable going to see the show, or maybe you don't even live in Denver, where Comedy Works is, because we know we have fans from all over, you can just live stream the show, which is great.
And I don't have COVID, but I do have a bomb with me. So.
You're gonna be on every list. You may not make it here to Denver.
Yeah, just put me on all the lists. Comedians, it sucks. This is the worst time in the world to be a comedian because you really can't be funny anymore. Everybody gets upset. Someone gets upset at everything you say. And I thought that was why we used to be loved, but we're the most hated people in the world now because we make jokes.
So I've actually thought on this a lot because, yeah, people get upset or offended at everything that you say, but you as the person who said it, I think really need to take a look at what it is you're saying because you're not required to adjust yourself just because someone else got offended. Like, you can have your reaction, but you can also have yours. You don't have to like apologize for everything, unless of course it's really bad and you did something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, there's always stuff that we all know is over the line, but I'm starting to be that old guy. I came from a generation where, like, when someone said something you didn't like, you'd be like, oh, okay, I won't listen to that guy or girl. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't think you had the right to go like, oh my God, nobody can listen to that. That's the worst thing in the world. I just think when people start making the comedians the enemy, like, our society is going to fall apart, because we're supposed to be the one place where you're like, comedy clubs used to be that fun place you could go in and you could say things you weren't really supposed to say outside of the club. And now they're taking it to like, no, so now it's going to become more like a lecture when you go to see a comedy club. But I'm still dirty and I say what I want. And as long as people want to keep hiring me, I have plenty of money now. So I'm like, I'll say whatever I want. And nobody has to, and if they don't want to hire me anymore, they don't have to hire me. But I'm so funny, so they're going to keep hiring me.
And you've got tons of confidence.
I'm so not confident. I'm just putting it on. I'm a comedian.
It's bravado.
I'm joking about that too. Yeah, it's all bravado.
Wait, I just noticed this. Tell me about your tattoo on your wrist.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I call that one Bad Choice. And no, that tattoo is actually very special to me. So I never had a tattoo, but I always wanted one because I thought it'd be cool. I was following the crowd. And so when my wife and I got married, it was like, I've always wanted a tattoo. And she's like, I've always wanted one too. And we never had one. So she did some research and she found that sparrows they're fascinating birds. They are loyal to their partner. They travel far distances, but always come home, and they love sex. So my wife found that and was like, that's kind of us. So we got our sparrows. But now I feel bad because now I have a son, and now he's going to think it's cool that daddy has a tattoo, and he's going to probably get neck tattoos of sparrows all over himself.
Well, you get to make your own choices. But I did the same thing as you. I didn't get a tattoo until I was in my 30s.
What's your tattoo?
Oh, well, I got two, but they're in the same spot. One is a planet. I convinced my friends to get matching tattoos in Miami's after feeding them a bottle of Sambuca. So
I want that. I want one of those.
So this one's a drunk one. And then this one, Tim Curry is his name because he's a rooster. I got at a Planned Parenthood fundraiser. Again, plenty of alcohol involved.
Well, yeah, I mean, there wasn't any alcohol with this, so I can't lean on that. But if you get me drunk, I'll get both of those.
Really?
On each ass cheek. I mean, how much fun would that be?
So much fun. You have no idea how fun it is to make drunk choices with me. I will hold you to this.
I'm in, Allie. I want to do it. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to be working much longer once the Comedy Police see my new show. So I don't got anything to live for anymore. Let's just do it.
I love this. Now I'm going to have matching tattoos with even more people, one of them being you, Mitch Fatel. And then when you have a special coming out, when that airs, I can be like, I have matching tattoos with that guy.
There you go. And I will deny it and will say that you gave me COVID.
Oh, not fair. Wait, but I want to hear about your special because you have that coming up. We'll have something to do while we're sitting at home. And that's
okay. So this is a good thing because I made a special right before the whole COVID thing happened. I made a special film that Comedy Works Out. It's called Bad Girls, and it's all my newer material. And because I haven't done anything new for a while because my last special that I did 10 years ago, Allie, sucked. It was so bad. And the reason why it was bad was because I did it too fast. You know what happens to comics? Kind of happened to, I'm not going to name names, but sometimes what happens is comedians do a special and then someone wants them to do another special real fast. And before our material is done, we do it because we're attention whores. And we're like, oh my God, I got another special. You know how like sometimes you watch a special with someone like, I don't know what happened to them. They're not funny anymore. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not that we're not funny anymore. It's that like material takes a long time to write, a long time. And a lot of open mic nights and trying out the material and seeing it die and then tweaking it. And then sometimes we get to the point where we're like, oh my God, we're so good now we can just kind of like forget about that process and just sell it by like doing a lot of animation stuff. And the specials suck. And well, that was my special 10 years ago. It came out on Comedy Central. It sucked so bad. And I was like, you know something? I'm done just making specials until I feel good about my material. So I spent 5 or 6 years writing this whole new act called Bad Girls about my wife, who's a bad girl and proud of it. And I was like, okay, it's done. I'm ready to do it. And I taped it at Comedy Central, at Comedy Works South, and it's just completed now, editing, and so now it's out for sale. Netflix or Showtime or one of those people are going to buy it, hopefully, and then you'll see it out there, and you'll see all my new stuff. But the stuff I'm doing at Comedy Works this week is going to be like 40 minutes of new material now on Having a Son.
Oh, man. So people can get all this new Mitch Fatel just like with your special and the live shows at Comedy Works. It's great. Yep. Okay, so comedyworks.com is where people can go to watch this live stream. If you are in Denver, you can head to comedyworks.com and get live in-person tickets. And you're just going to be there one night, just Saturday?
So we're doing Saturday night, at 7 o'clock show, because people are scared to go out. So we're like, well, let's get all the fans out and show that people want comedy again. So if you want comedy again, come to my freaking show so people see that people want to come out. And then we're doing, I think the live stream is like $10 to watch on YouTube. Worth it, all new material. Me and Allie are going to be there getting weird tattoos on our butts. It's going to be crazy.
I didn't say I was getting a butt tattoo. Just you're getting a butt tattoo.
Oh, don't do that to me. Allie, don't do that. How do you live with yourself?
All right, fine. You design a tattoo for me, and I'll consider branding my ass with it.
I'm going to get you. We're going to get new tattoos, and we're going to be the toast of town. I don't even know what a toast of a town is, but we're going to be it.
It's going to be us. Yeah, you know what? Just buy me a couple drinks beforehand, and I'll be down for anything.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but you're awesome, by the way.
Oh, well, you're awesome too, and thank you very much.
Cool. You're a cool chick.
Well, you know, I do try, sort of, as I'm like scratching my head because I haven't showered in like a week, and this is how I showed up to my job today.
And you did that thing before we started. You're like, oh, I look like a mess, and I was like, if you think you look like a mess, I was actually thinking, I was like, you look pretty hot. And so I think you were either searching for the compliment or you're just really humble.
Oh, thank you. I could peel off the spackle that's on my face right now, and you'd be like, "Ooh, okay." So that's what we're working with. I have good lighting. Like, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors here.
You know, I don't see spackle. You know what I see? I see my new best friend. That's what I see.
Mitch. Oh,
it's gonna get
this is what I needed on a Monday morning.
Best friends on our butt.
Okay. All right. Oh, yay. I love this. It's a grand plan. I'll hold you to it this Saturday, Comedy Works South. Link for tickets right here. We're going to put this up on our Facebook page so you can watch over and over again. Mitch, thank you for joining me. I'll let you get wherever you're going because you're in your car, I think, headed somewhere.
Yeah. So where I'm going, which is just so boring, is I have tendonitis in my elbow. And so I'm at the physical therapist's office about to go get treated for my tendonitis, which is not something anybody under 25 has ever said in their lives.
All right. Well, enjoy the time with PT. I'm sure it'll be great. And, you know, get in fighting form for your show on Saturday.
And I love you guys. 103.1 is always good to me. Thank you so much for being so good to Mitch Fatel.
We love you too. We'll see you this weekend.
Thank you, Allie.
Bye. So if you do want links to Mitch's show, we will have them here on our Facebook page. You can always find out about shows that are coming up at Comedy Works and around Denver at comedy1031.com. That's our website. And thanks for joining me today.